Okay. Hello, friends. This is Kai from 5D Coaching, and here with me is Christian, the one and only Zero2Hero. You might have heard about him. If you don't, then check out the Zero2Hero TriathlonJourney. You will know Christian's last year. Now it's 2024. It's November time, and it's kind of a reunion party we just celebrated here in the studio. And yeah, I'm shooting this video to let you guys know about Christian's journey last year in 2024 without the guidance of a VGT coaching. So Christian was on his own and doing his own experience. He decided to really take the journey on and prepare himself. Maybe you remember that he was qualifying for the World Championships in New Zealand for the 70.3 Ironman World Championships. And I would like you to know about his journey. So Christian, it's up to you now to tell the audience, to tell our friends, what have you been up to in the last couple of months, almost the last year?
Absolutely. It's just mind-boggling what I'm thinking. Already one more year has passed, and last year was so eventful with so many 470.3s, three full Ironman races. That year really set up the maximum potential what I could do. And definitely I made some changes and adaptations for this year. And especially after all the coaching sessions we had together, I could still implement and continue the principles of VGT in my daily life. So this year, in short, I really focused on the biking. From the very beginning of the January, actually, I started biking outside with my triathlon bike, and then I bought my road bike as well to maximize and enhance the experience. But I really wanted to do everything less is more, as they say, everything more focused. So from the triathlon, even though I have the New Zealand World Champ 70.3 in a few weeks, this year was already 16,000 kilometers biking. A few weeks in Mallorca here and there across the year for preparation. It evolved around the UCI World Champs Gran Fondo qualifications in Switzerland this July, past July, and until then there were some preparation events such as Sentes Classic, Ciclo Tour du Le Mans, chasing Cancellara, where so very surprisingly, through all the enduro rides that I did in Italy, 6, 7 hours, 14 hours a week, every weekend in the spring at least, resulted in a 12th place out of 150 people, I believe. And then hugging Fabian Cancellara as well at the end was really a precious moment. And it really confirmed that if you really pour your soul into one discipline that you love the most, for me is biking, it's truly, to me, very soul fulfilling to be alone in the nature, to absorb the freshness, since the majority of the block of the training was quite in the spring, quite cold. I still can recall my hands and feet being totally frozen most of the time. This I could really narrow down to what I like the most, pour the most amount of time into it, and just see what happens. And all the events were successful, and I believe the Gran Fondo and including the TT qualification stages taught me the lesson that obviously, even with VGT, even with your ambitions, if you put all your eggs in just this one basket out of the three, like triathlon is usually, there's always a 50-50 chance. Will it go? Will it not go? In my case, I did not qualify. I was a bit struggling with the new diet at the time, which works fine, perfectly fine across. It just needs time as well. But also in terms of the fatigue, because the world champs for Jahr near Aigle here in Switzerland was 1 week after chasing Cancellara. And I was still pretty pumped with the great result after that race. However, it seems that the body accumulated fatigue. I believe up until that point, I had the 9,500, 10,000 kilometers in the feet, let's put it that way. So 6 months, 10,000 kilometers, 2,500 on average per month was a bit, it seems too much. Also in Mallorca, I have done the 312 in 11 hours, I believe. Quite comfortable as a base before that. So That hasn't worked out. However, later in the year, I could bounce back with Alpenbreve Platin Tour with over 7,000-meter elevation and again around 11 hours. And obviously our lovely Sylvandilier Classic, where I had the best power numbers ever I could produce. For 5 minutes, I did 370 or 380 watts. For 3 minutes, I did over 400 watts, and the field was stacked and packed, and also the great atmosphere with Sylvan himself being there. So that was really my highlight or my peak from a performance point of view. And Alpenbreve Platin Tour was the enduro kind of let's say peak. And then after Alpenbreve end of September-ish, I decided to train again triathlon without the swim still. So I'm taking a bet there. I'm just trying to visualize it during VGT. But long story short, now these months, October, November, I've been running much more. So 30, 40 kilometers running a week, and biking maybe 3 or 4, so much less. And again, going with no expectations, where it worked the best. And let's see how it goes.
Cool. Thank you. So to sum it up, you became more of a cyclist. So you came back to your real passion, and you executed a huge amount of mileage, and also you could generate, or you could level up your power. In which way did the VGT technique support you? How much did you do that? How regular did you do that? Just give a short overview. How well did you do that on your own?
Definitely. I from January to June, I was doing VGT 2 to 3 times a week, at least once between Monday to Friday, and then at least twice Saturday and Sunday. Because again, Saturday I was cycling in Bellinzona 6 hours, and again next day 6 hours at least. So, and I was taking the early train at 6 a.m. and coming back at 9 or 10 p.m. VGT was my go-to method and technique to condense recovery within very short amount of time. Also, I'm working full-time, 50, 60 hours a week easily. Therefore, this was my only, let's say, recovery capsule in my own bed, in my own home, through VGT. So January to June, 2 to 3 times a week, and then a bit more spaced out in July, August, September, in terms of once a week, twice every 2 weeks. However, as I also noticed, I do it quickly before I fall to sleep, and I woke up next day with my, let's say, legs up. So my intuition, and based on how much better I sleep this year compared to last year, I would say this year by far I slept the best I ever did in my life.
Yeah.
I would.
So you track your sleep
Yes,
with a watch,
absolutely.
and then you can really see that
I have a sleep score. I look at the heart resting variability.
What is his sleep score?
HRV on average 85, and I got sleep scores up to 98, 99.
Okay. Is that percent, right?
No, it's just out of 100.
Out of 100
total
points,
score. Yeah, on Garmin you get a sleep score usually. So Whoop does the same in percentage recovery. My heart resting variability is amazing.
So that went up, and you feel like just to explain the audience, Christian feels like he's falling asleep, and the body takes over while he's asleep, and continues to recover while you are
while I'm gone.
out.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's also a unique feature for me. So did you miss anything the year before? You did have a session with me, guided every month. So did you miss that, or is there anything you don't miss? How did you go on your own?
I would say it's a mix. I really love, let's say, managing myself, tracking the numbers, understanding. However, the super pleasant experience we also had last year, and obviously the external guidance to always be there, not only just watch over and guide itself, but your experience or your touch actually elevated my experience all the time, even in denser, deeper phenomenon, kind of getting into a certain experience in visualizing the event or in tapping into new levels of relaxation. I remember we had a session here last year, somewhere April, May. It was so deep, it took me like half an hour to get out of that. So that I cannot do alone. What I'm doing alone, it could be quick, fast and quick. It could be more deeper, more personalized visualizing experience, and it could be really fun ones, spontaneous ones in between a lunch break with some music on to get even more geared up for the day.
Yeah.
So that part I was still missing quite a bit.
Okay. So today we did a session just before we did a complete VGT 1 hour 10-minute session. Very deep. We went very deep, and you haven't had a guided session for a long time. How was it different?
I missed it. I missed it. My body was so happy, and I felt it in the shaking itself. It's definitely an experience that you build based on trust, and the guidance relies on full trust, the experience itself. And since I have full trust in you, and through the experience I'm getting to tap into, through this trust and your guidance allows this to happen on a level that is sublime, or is nirvana, or is, you can call it as you wish. Everyone experiences on its own. That's my experience. Therefore, this experience I really missed, and also with the addition of music, additional experiences.
We have some additional music stuff going on. I was experimenting just now with this sound system, Naturschallwandler. They create a holographic sound image above your head, so it's really, I think, really a game changer to experience that. So Christian was really fascinated by it. So I will keep using that for future sessions, experimenting that. By saying that, I am just giving you a heads up for my new program starting in January, and the VGT community program that I have successfully done with 4+2 athletes, and I'm planning to expand this group. Maybe Christian will be involved. I don't know yet what's his plans. Now, for you coming up, this will be the World Championships in New Zealand in about a month time. So you will have a good month of swimming practice, I guess.
Oh no, it's 1 month, I forgot.
So, and but you see, Christian is more relaxed and more confident with knowing that this technique, the vegetative training that he learned and practiced over 1 year guided, now it's his own, and he can rely on that. Can we say that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of the hygiene. The same way you brush your teeth, the same way you put your shoes on, it gets ingrained into your lifestyle.
That's how I would love to have that. And if you want to experience this, you feel free to book your introductory session, your kennenlernen session. If you have no clue if that is for you, what they're talking about, so just try it out and find out what's in store for you, how this works in your body, and then the next level would be to learn the session, or to learn the technique in depth. And then if that is established, then you can join the VGT community program, hopefully in next year, if you're up for it. Thank you, Christian. Thank you for joining us, and looking forward to hearing from you after your race in New Zealand.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All the best to you guys. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you, friends. Take care. Oh, let's go.